Okay, so let's dive into this stack of information you've shared. We're looking at emergency funds today.
Right. And it's a topic, everyone thinks they know, but this material really unpacks the deeper impact.
Exactly. It feels basic, but it's clearly not. So, our mission here is to really pull out the key insights from all this.
Hmm.
We're going to go beyond just the dollars and cents and look at this psychological side, relationships, how it's genuinely a lifesaver.
Absolutely. There are some surprising angles in here.
Yeah, it seems like it. So, let's start right at the beginning. What is an emergency fund according to this material?
Well, basically, it's defined as a specific savings account.
Mm.
It's just for unexpected stuff, emergencies.
Like a safety net.
Exactly, yeah. A
Yeah.
financial safety net. So you don't immediately have to, go into debt when something unexpected happens.
And a key thing mentioned is accessibility, right? It has to be easy to get to.
Crucial. Yeah, that's stressed quite a bit. You need to be able to access it quickly.
Makes sense.
There's that car repair example they use.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, car breaks down, big bill. Without the fund, it's panic stations, probably credit cards.
Right. High interest.
But with the fund,
Yeah.
you cover it. Less stress, no added debt. Simple as that, really.
That really clarifies it. It's the difference between a bump in the road and a total derailment. Okay, so if that's what it is, how do you set one up right? What are the requirements?
Okay, so the material lays out a few key things.
Mhm.
First, like we said, accessibility. Has to be somewhere you can grab it fast.
Like a regular savings account?
Yeah, savings, maybe a money market account, not tied up in investments or anything long term.
Got it. And how much are we talking? There's that rule of thumb, isn't there?
Yeah, the common advice is 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living expenses.
Essentials. Okay, not everything.
Right, just the absolute must pays. But, and this is important, it's pointed out that this really varies.
Ah, so it's not one size fits all.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It depends heavily on, your job stability, your income consistency, dependence, that kind of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. Someone freelance might need more than someone with a very secure government job, maybe.
Precisely. And another crucial piece is actually defining what counts as an emergency for you.
Ah, so you don't dip into it for like a new TV.
Exactly. Protect the fund. The ultimate goal really is building this shield, this buffer against, well, life happening so small problems don't cascade into huge ones.
And that buffer, it's positioned as absolutely critical for financial stability, yeah. Let's talk about the significance, the benefits.
Oh, they're huge.
Hmm.
I mean, the most obvious one is just financial security.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing you have that money set aside, it provides real peace of mind, cuts down anxiety, especially when things feel uncertain.
Which links directly to avoiding debt, I suppose.
Absolutely. Debt prevention is massive.
Yeah.
Unexpected bill comes up, you've got cash, you don't need to reach for the credit card, or worse, a payday loan.
Avoiding that high interest trap.
Yes, exactly. And it's empowering, too. The material makes a good point about this. It gives you more control. Let's make choices based on your values, not just financial pressure.
Like what? How does that work?
Well, the example given is, say, a great job offer comes up, but it's in another city.
Okay.
Having that fund means you can actually consider it. You can cover moving costs, maybe a gap before the first paycheck, without that immediate financial panic.
That's interesting. So it enables positive moves, not just defending against negative ones.
Precisely. And it all contributes to financial independence long term. You're less likely to need to ask family or friends for help,
Hmm.
which, can sometimes strain relationships or create feelings of dependency.
Right. Avoiding that awkwardness or feeling beholden. Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating for me, the psychological impact. The material really emphasizes this.
Yeah, it's not just about the money.
Yeah.
The mental side is arguably just as significant.
Yeah.
Well, just having that fund builds confidence, a sense of control over your finances, your future.
Mm.
And that confidence, it spills over into making better decisions generally.
And less stress, presumably.
Massively less stress. Look, crises are stressful enough, right?
Yeah.
Worrying about how to pay for it on top of everything else, that's crippling. Having the funds ready reduces that specific financial anxiety a lot, allows you to think more clearly, make rational choices, recover faster.
So you're dealing with the emergency itself, not a financial panic about the emergency.
Exactly. And that stability lets you lift your head up, focus on longer-term goals, saving for retirement, whatever, instead of just constantly putting out fires.
There's that story about Sarah in the material, right, that illustrates this.
Yeah, that's a powerful one. She'd saved up 6 months' worth.
Yeah.
Then she has an accident, faces these unexpected medical bills.
Okay.
Because she had the fund, she just used it. No scrambling, no borrowing.
Hmm.
She could focus entirely on getting better.
Without that financial cloud hanging over her.
Right. And they contrast her with her friend Laura, who had no savings. Same situation. Totally different experience. Overwhelmed by bills, interest piling up. Just a nightmare.
Wow, that really shows the difference in coping ability. Okay, so that's the huge upside. What about the flip side? What happens when you don't have this fund? The material lists some common emergencies.
Yeah, things have become way harder, like sudden medical costs, an ER visit, unexpected surgery.
Yeah.
The example is waking up with, say, appendicitis. Big out-of-pocket costs hit you out of nowhere.
Or car trouble. That's a classic.
Yep. Transmission goes, needs new tires.
Yep.
The example is the car dying on your commute. Suddenly you need hundreds, maybe thousands, wrecks your budget if you're not ready.
Job loss too, obviously. Or even just reduced hours.
Major one. Especially with dependents. We see Mary's story, unexpected layoff, only a couple months savings. It just spiraled. Financial chaos, huge stress.
And home repairs, right. Leaky roof, furnace breaks.
Yeah, sudden storm damages the roof.
Yeah.
He's fixing now. Big costs without savings. You're borrowing, likely on credit.
These examples just show how unpredictable life is, don't they?
Totally. Underscores why you need that contingency plan.
And the consequences of not having it. The material says they're profound, they can snowball.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The immediate thing is often increased debt. You turn to credit cards, loans, and boom, you're in that cycle.
With the high interest rates kicking in.
Exactly. They pile up fast. People get stuck in debt spirals, damage their credit score. There's that illustration. A $1,500 medical bill on a 20% card can take years to pay off just making minimums. You end up paying way more.
That 20%, ouch.
Right. And financial stress, it puts a massive strain on relationships. Having to ask family or friends for money repeatedly. It can lead to guilt, resentment. It's tough.
That feeling of embarrassment or shame.
Yeah. Plus, living paycheck to paycheck, that anxiety, it actually stunts personal growth. You might not pursue education or a better job that needs a temporary pay cut because you're just worried about immediate bills.
Opportunities missed because of fear.
Basically, yeah. And relying on credit in emergencies often leads to missed payments. That hits your credit score hard,
Yep.
which then makes it tougher to get loans, rent an apartment.
A real domino effect.
Totally. And finally, the emotional toll. It's immense. Constant stress, uncertainty. It can lead to anxiety, depression, feeling helpless. We hear about John losing sleep, mental health suffering after a layoff. It affects everything. Work, relationships.
It makes it crystal clear. Not having a fund isn't just inconvenient, it can really derail your life.
Exactly. Which brings us back to how it can be a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Tangibly, intangibly, both.
A key point seems to be that immediate access to cash. Time is often critical.
Yes. Let's revisit Sarah, but with the other scenario mentioned.
Yeah.
The burst pipe flooding the basement.
Okay.
Without funds, you're maybe waiting on insurance or scrambling for a loan while the damage gets worse. But she accessed her fund, paid for repairs immediately, prevented further damage, saved money in the long run.
That really emphasizes the liquidity point, keeping it accessible, savings, money market, not tied up.
Absolutely vital. It means you can act fast. Medical needs, car, home. No delays selling stocks or raiding retirement funds, which have penalties anyway.
Allows you to focus on the actual problem, not the money hunt.
Right. And sometimes having cash gives you leverage. Maybe you can negotiate a slightly better price for a repair if you can pay up front.
Interesting point.
And beyond the practical, it loops back to stress and anxiety. Financial shocks are stressful. Lack of funds just magnifies it. Think about Lisa.
The single mother with the car trouble.
Yeah. Juggling work, kids, and figuring out how to pay for the repair. Immense pressure. Borrowing, credit card debt. It just added frustration. She realized how much easier it would have been with a fund.
Just removing that layer of panic.
Exactly. Which reinforces those psychological benefits we touched on. Real peace of mind, less anxiety in a crisis, better decision-making, because you're not operating out of fear.
And you can keep your eye on the long term.
Right. So the conclusion here is strong. It's not just a financial thing. It's a lifeline, both for the immediate need and your mental state. Lets you respond quickly, calmly, navigate things with confidence.
Okay, switching gears slightly but related. Economic stability. The material talks about how the fund prevents that debt accumulation.
Yes. It stops that almost instinctive reach for credit when trouble hits. Jane's story highlights this.
What happened with her?
Sudden medical issue, no fund. Puts the $1,500 bill on her credit card. That 20% interest kicks in. The bill balloons. She feels trapped, making minimum payments, paying far more than the original cost over time.
That ripple effect again?
It's significant. High interest means paying way more. Missed payments or high balances damage your credit score, and the constant pressure of that debt, it causes stress, affects mental health, daily life.
Like Mark with the home repairs on the credit card.
Yeah, that debt just hanging over him, causing anxiety, impacting his focus at work. Having the fund lets you sidestep that entire downward spiral. Handle things without wrecking your financial health.
And it provides continuity, stability when things go wrong.
Definitely. Tom's story is a great example. Unexpected job loss, restructuring.
Right.
But he had 6 months expenses saved, so he wasn't desperate. He could take time, find a job that was actually a good fit, skills, values. Ended up in a better position because he wasn't forced to take the first offer.
That breathing room is huge.
Incredibly important. It means you can keep paying rent, utilities, buying groceries, maintain your standard of living somewhat. It lets you avoid hasty decisions made under pressure.
Like Emily, who also got laid off.
Right. She resisted taking the first job she was offered because her savings gave her that cushion. She held out and landed something much better suited to her.
It gives you flexibility, doesn't it? Time for big decisions, moving, retraining.
Exactly. And crucially, it helps protect your long-term goals. You can often continue contributing, even a little, to retirement or other savings, keeping that momentum going.
The material then gives some really specific examples where this fund is literally a lifesaver.
Like natural disasters. Financial preparedness there can be the difference between recovery and, well, prolonged hardship.
The Martin family story.
Yes, living in a hurricane zone. Hurricane hits, major home damage, evacuation costs, temporary housing, repairs. Their emergency fund was indispensable. Let them handle immediate needs without piling on debt stress right after a trauma.
Because in a disaster, cash is king, right? ATMs might be down.
Exactly. Need cash for immediate supplies, maybe temporary lodging, starting repairs before insurance kicks in. It just provides that vital peace of mind when everything's chaotic.
And job loss, revisit it again. Brad's story.
Yeah, diligent worker, tech company, position just eliminated. Without savings, he'd have been forced to grab any job. The fund gave him time to find a role that actually fit his skills and passion.
So it's not just about paying bills during unemployment.
No, it's about flexibility in the job search. Finding the right job, maybe even using the time for some reskilling or training. And just maintaining responsibility, avoiding debt during a vulnerable period.
These examples really drive home how it empowers you to navigate the unpredictable. Okay, we get it. It's crucial. So how do you actually build it? The material has practical steps, starting with goals.
Yeah, got to have realistic goals. Keeps you motivated. First step, figure out your target amount.
That 3 to 6 months rule again?
Right. Calculate your essential monthly expenses, rent, utilities, food, transport, healthcare. Multiply that by 3 or 4 or 6, whatever feels right for your situation. So if essentials are $3,000 a month, you're shooting for $9,000 to $18,000.
That can sound like a lot up front.
It can. So break it down. Set smaller milestones. If your goal is $12K, maybe aim for $3K first, then $6K. Celebrate hitting those milestones. Keeps momentum up.
Like a mini reward.
Yeah, something small. And figure out a timeline. How quickly can you realistically save that amount? If it's $12K over 2 years, that's $500 a month. Knowing the monthly target makes it feel less daunting.
Ava's story, right? She set a target, broke it down, tracked it.
Exactly. $10 in 18 months. Timeline, milestones. It kept her motivated. She watched it grow.
Okay, so goals are set. How do you actually make the contributions consistently?
Strategies are key. Automate it. That's probably the single best tip. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings right after you get paid.
Pay yourself first.
Treat it like a bill, non-negotiable. And, of course, budgeting helps. Track your spending, find areas to cut back dining out, subscriptions, whatever, and redirect that money straight to the fund.
What about unexpected money? Like a bonus?
Use windfalls, tax refund, bonus, gift money. Chuck a good portion, or all of it, straight into the emergency fund. It's a great accelerator.
And even small amounts add up, yeah.
Absolutely. Consistency is key. Start small if you have to. $50 a week. That's $2,600 a year. It builds.
And watch it grow.
Yeah. Monitor your progress. Use an app, a spreadsheet, whatever works for you. Seeing that number go up is really encouraging. Like David using his savings app, just seeing it grow kept him going.
So wrapping all this up, the material's conclusion seems pretty clear.
Very clear. An emergency fund isn't just, good financial hygiene. It's described as a critical lifesaver.
Provides that immediate cash access, but also those huge psychological benefits.
Calmer mindset.
Lets you navigate challenges with confidence, face uncertainty without feeling powerless.
Prioritizing it really enriches your overall financial well-being, secures the future,
It's an investment, not just in money, but in stability, peace of mind.
gives you resilience.
Exactly. Resilience to weather storms and keep moving forward.
Well, this deep dive into the material you brought us has been incredibly insightful. It's clear it's about so much more than just having extra cash lying around.
Yeah, the key takeaways are pretty powerful. It's a necessary safety net, first and foremost. It helps you avoid that damaging debt cycle, provides genuine psychological peace, and equips you for specific crises, job loss, disasters.
And crucially, there are concrete steps anyone can take, starting today, to build one, turning potential panic into something manageable.
It's about taking back some control in a world that often feels unpredictable. Definitely. So here's a final thought for you, the listener, based on all this. If having this fund helps you make more rational, less fear-driven decisions during a crisis, what might that imply about its potential impact on your everyday decision-making, your overall well-being, even when things are calm?
Something to chew on, for sure, if you think about your own financial journey.
Thank you again for bringing these sources. We really unpacked a lot here, uncovered some vital insights.